Dating in the 21st century can be a minefield, especially, it seems, when it comes to single men. One false move and you can kiss goodbye to getting that all-important phone number. However, the good news, guys, is that help is at hand with our self-styled dating guru, James Preece. And James will be answering all your dating dilemmas and giving out helpful tips and tricks just in time for the Christmas party season. Welcome, James.
Thank you.
Very nice to have you here. Let's get straight to it. Now, you're a dating guru. Tell me a bit about that.
Yes, I'm a dating guru. That means I'm a dating expert and a dating coach. So I help people find love on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
I work with online dating sites and matchmakers, and I run singles parties as well.
Fantastic. Now, would you say this is a particularly good time of year, you know, in the run-up to Christmas, to be looking for Mrs. Right?
It's absolutely the best time of year. We've got Christmas season up to Valentine's Day. That's the busiest time for dating whatsoever in the whole year.
Yeah. People
are more optimistic, people are happier and better spirits, and they want to make a new start for a new year. So yes, absolutely, it's the best time. If you're single, get out there.
Well, I suppose there's loads of parties as well. Everybody's got their glad rags on and having a couple of drinks and all of that. So it's a kind of social time, isn't it?
It is the most social time of the year.
Excellent. Now, what problems do guys tend to come and talk to you about? What's normally the issue that they might have when it comes to dating?
Right, well, I've been doing a survey with Head & Shoulders, and we found that only 9% of guys are happy about going on a first date. The rest find themselves absolutely nervous and petrified about doing it.
Yeah.
But very, very few of them are happy. So confidence is the biggest issue they have, and the fear of rejection.
Well, I can totally understand that. It's a completely nerve-wracking thing, isn't it, the first date? And in fact, we've taken to the streets, we've done a few little vox pops and spoken to some singletons out there to talk to them about how they feel about dating and even meeting that person in the first place.
Well, first thing is you see the woman, so she looks great. And then a smile. The smile is everything. So I'm not going to talk to a girl who's not smiling.
I'm going to do eyes contact first, and I'm going to smile to her and see if there is any reaction, and then I'm going to approach her, try to make a joke. I'm going to try. And then if she's laughing or she sounds to be interested to talk with me, I'm going to start talking about her life, about what she likes and what she likes to do in the weekend. Or, yeah, I'm going to talk more about her than me, and then I'm going to swap.
I think it's the 5-second look, isn't it? Five second stare. Just hold somebody's stare for 5 seconds, look away. And then if you look back and they're still looking, then, you know, they're possibly interested.
Walk over there and ask their name.
If I saw someone in a bar that I liked, I have to say I can be quite shy. I like the guy to make the first move. So if I'd had a drink, probably give them a couple of cheeky looks, but just to say that I'm interested, but hopefully they just come up to me, and if they don't, then obviously I'm not their type.
I'm pretty sort of upfront. I'd probably just go over, talk to them. Yeah.
Well, there you go, a mixture of reactions. I'm quite interested in the 5-second stare. You see, that could be menacing, possibly. I'm not sure. What do you think?
It can be, but you need some sort of eye contact.
Yes.
Without eye contact, there's no connection. I think you have to look across them at a crowded room and get the eye contact just for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And then you just look away.
So he's onto something there. It is about catching the eye.
Absolutely, you have to.
Okay.
You have to know, but you look away. You don't just hold the stare for 5 seconds. That's too long.
That's when it becomes menacing.
That's a stare. That's an evil stare.
Okay.
Don't give them evils. No.
Yeah, no, exactly. Now, I suppose the thing is, it's all very well having a first date, but you've got to meet someone in the first place to ask them on the first date.
Absolutely,
How difficult is it to meet single people?
It's actually really, really easy now. It used to be hard. We work longer hours and we have less free time and less money. But nowadays, with online dating out there and singles parties and dating apps, it's so much easier to meet people.
Yeah.
You just have to get yourself out there and start doing it.
Yes. Now, the online dating, of course, is so popular now.
Yes.
And there must be a few tips you can give on that. For instance, even just down to what kind of photo you use.
Absolutely. Photograph is key to a good dating profile. You have to be you on a really good day.
Right.
You have to look confident and smiling and look like the sort of person that you want to connect with.
Yeah.
If you look there, you look moody and miserable and look really awful, no one's going to want to contact you.
Yeah.
So also you need to use a paid-for dating site. That's very important.
Okay.
If you use a paid-for dating site, people are serious about dating. If you use a free one, there's more time wasters and you have to avoid them.
Right, okay. Do you think also an honest picture is quite important as well? Not one that was taken 10 years ago, you know, and is a bit flattering.
Yes, well, the most important thing is a good Head & Shoulders profile photograph of you looking smiley in a relatively recent, within the last sort of 18 months. Anything older than that, you'll be caught up as soon as you meet up. They won't recognise you.
Yeah, they look disappointed. Go, oh, you don't want that.
That's the worst thing to happen.
Yeah.
You look up and they look, oh, I thought you'd be taller. I thought you'd be better looking. That's the worst thing.
Yeah, you don't want too much airbrushing.
No.
No, in terms of the actual profile as well, are there any do's and don'ts for sort of, how to maybe get someone's interest?
Absolutely. You've got to come across as a really interesting person. Avoid the same key phrases everyone else uses, like, I can't believe what I'm doing here, very negative things to say, or if you like me, contact me, or I like going out and like staying in. Say something interesting that makes you unique.
Okay.
Talk about your passions, talk about your interests, and just explain why they want to date you above everyone else.
Okay, so, all right, what about appearance? So say that's worked, you've got a nice profile, nice photo, or you've met somebody in a bar or something and you've got the first date.
Yes.
Let's go appearance. For guys out there who do find these dates really nerve-wracking, what should they be considering?
Well, a lot of guys are very, very nervous. The research from Head & Shoulders shows that guys are worried about maybe they've got bad teeth or their hair starting to recede. Little things like that, they can be a problem. So you have to tell yourself that I'm here, they want to meet me, and I'm excited about it. So you've got to go there, be prepared, dress as the person you want to be rather than the person that you are.
Yeah.
So dress up, look you in a good outfit that you feel comfortable and attractive in.
Yeah.
And smile and be there and ask lots of questions, show an interest.
Oh, that's, as a lady, I'd say that's really important, isn't it?
It is.
Yes, be interested as well as interesting. Yeah.
Make them feel they're the most important person in the room.
Yeah.
That's the best advice.
That's a skill, isn't it? Now, we've got a question here from Ed from London, and his question is, what do you think women pay most attention to appearance-wise? Because he's heard that shoes and watches are things that they really notice.
Absolutely. It used to be that people would look just for the eyes and the smile, but they look for the shoes. Make sure your shoes are nice, modern shoes, smartly polished, and watches are really good.
Yeah.
If you wear a nice flashy watch anyway, it's a good attention seeker. People will notice you and come up to you, say, I love your watch, where'd you get that from? And it's a reason for them to come and say hello to you.
Okay, there you go then, some more great tips there. Now, in terms of, can I even bear to say it, chat-up lines. Okay,
Yes.
Now, do you approve of chat-up lines specifically? What do you think?
If they're original and they're fun and they're new, there's no harm in them. But the best way to do it is to go up and say hello. And say, hello, my name is whatever it might be. And I couldn't take my eyes off you, wanted to come and say hello.
Yeah.
That's the best chat-up line.
Yeah.
But women run a mile from very, very cheesy ones.
Well, it's the cheesy factor. In fact, Johnny sent in this exact question saying, are there any chat-up lines that are actually any good? And I think if it sounds like a chat-up line.
Absolutely. If it sounds like it, it is. Don't give them routines. Don't say certain questions that they've heard a million and one times before.
Yeah.
Don't pay too much of a direct compliment. Don't say you're really gorgeous, because if they're gorgeous, they know it anyway.
Yeah.
Say, I really thought I loved your earrings from across the room.
Yeah.
Or the outfit you're wearing really suits you.
Yeah.
Say something like that, just some sort of invitation to have that conversation with them.
Yeah, well, this is it, and it is that sort of the conversation that you've got to strike up, and and maybe do's and don'ts. It's a bit like almost going to an interview, isn't it? You need to be prepared.
It's exactly the same thing. Online dating is very similar to it. You have to have a good CV. You have to apply for the right jobs. Don't just apply for any old thing. Don't apply for all the girls. You have to find the ones that are right for you. And you have to have a stamp on the envelope, which is like a photograph for online dating. Without a photograph, you're wasting your time. And you have to actually get yourself out there. Yeah. And then go and be proactive. Being proactive is the key to all dating.
Okay, so what about if there's guys out there who've actually got their eye on someone, maybe they've fancied someone from across the room, maybe across the office, for a whole year, haven't plucked up the courage to say anything, the big Christmas party is nearly upon them, they're thinking they might make their move. What are your tips here? They don't want to make a fool of themselves. That's
the thing. If you don't like them before, you won't like them afterwards. So I think if you have got a bit of a crush on somebody, that isn't necessarily the best place in front of all your workmates to do that. But you can bond with them and you can connect with them in a relaxed environment. So spend the night getting to know them, making them feel special, and then perhaps ask them out the next day.
Yeah, oh, how exciting. So, okay, if there's a first date, what would you recommend? Any do's and don'ts? Or maybe even, where would you suggest, guys, taking somebody?
The best first date, I would say, is always in a coffee shop or just for 1 or 2 drinks, no more than that. Okay. Don't go for meals, don't go for dinner or drinks.
Why?
Because if you don't like them, you're stuck with them for several hours. You say, I'm really busy, but I've got a spare hour after work. Would you like to meet then? If you like them, you can see them again. If you don't like them, you haven't spent huge amounts of money or time on them.
So it's less pressure.
Less pressure, more relaxed.
If you're sitting there with someone you don't like and they've had pudding and they want cheese as well, you could be a bit like, can you hurry up?
Exactly, and the guy's got to pay for it anyway. The guy should always pay on a first date.
Oh, you think they should always?
The guy always should, but the girl has to offer. If the girl doesn't offer, perhaps she's only after one thing, which is money.
Yeah.
So she has to do it, but the man can't accept the money on the first date.
Okay.
The second date, the girl can pay and take him somewhere else. But if you're having a lot of first dates and they're all going for dinner, it can be very, very expensive. So keep it short and keep it cheap.
Yeah, well, they absolutely, if you've got, especially if you're doing online dating.
Doing a lot of dating, you have to do it, yeah.
And that's a good point. Okay, so it is coming up to Christmas.
Yes.
What about some festive dates?
Festive dates. There's so much you can do this time of year. You can go ice skating. It's a bit of a cliche, but you can hold their hand if they try and fall over, and then go for mulled wine or hot chocolate afterwards.
Yeah, and it's quite fun.
It's quite fun, and it conjures up the childhood memories they had when they were happy being young at Christmas.
Yeah.
It brings back the magic.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go to Santa's grotto afterwards, but it could help.
Excellent. Now, I've got another question here from Lee, which has just come in and says, what are your tips? This is a good one, actually, for how to stand, like the actual stance, hands on hips. I don't know, give me some tips. So this is obviously something Lee's really been bothered about.
It can be a bit of a problem for people, how to stand, where to put your hands. The secret is to have a confident stance. So you stand up straight, confident people, positive people, stand up straight, put your hands out of your pockets, on your hips slightly, look around, hold the gaze and smile. A strong, firm body language is the best way forwards. Don't jiggle your hands around and look nervous.
Okay. Now, you referenced before there was some research done by Head & Shoulders, and it spoke of men being quite nervous about first dates.
Yes.
What else did this research show? Because it sounds quite fascinating.
It showed that about 40% of people have tried online dating and dating apps.
Okay.
In fact, dating apps are one of the latest trends now. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's got more mobile phones, and they're doing online dating from their phones. In fact, people in general are doing more online dating from their phones than from computers nowadays.
Yeah.
Because you can take it everywhere. Online dating's with you everywhere.
Wow, it's true. Gosh, so you could actually just even be in the office and you're actually
be in
dating.
the office, on the train, in the park, absolutely anywhere you want to.
Oh, how
so
exciting.
There's no excuse to be single anymore.
No, well, it sounds like there absolutely isn't. And plenty of singletons out there who want to meet somebody.
They do.
And I would say to Lee that the girls are just as nervous as you, so don't worry about it.
That's right. They want to be approached, but by the right, confident sort of person.
Absolutely. Well, and on that note, do you want to give some final sort of dating tips in a nutshell?
Yep. Absolutely. Be proactive. Be the best person you possibly can be. So be a true version of you. If you haven't got much going for you, then get something. Get some new hobbies so you can talk about them. If you're a bit shy, do get yourself out there and take some risks. Confident, proactive people are the ones that get success in life. You have to make mistakes and have a few bad dates to find the right one.
Okay, and you know what? We've got one more question from Lee, so I think we should take the time to answer it. And Lee says, what do you do if someone says no? Is it always no, or do you think you can try again?
It depends how firm the no is. If it's no, it could be no, not right now, no, I've got a boyfriend, no, I'm not in the right state of mind. Get to know them, and then in time you can ask them again. There's no harm in trying again. If someone refuses, for example, online dating, doesn't like you and says, no, I'm not interested, then change your photograph. And then something different. And try again in a few weeks' time. They might think it's someone different.
There you go, good advice. So there you go, maybe you will find romance underneath the mistletoe this Christmas or indeed in 2014. Anyway, we've run out of time, but my thanks to James Preece. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you want to find out more about looking the part for the Christmas party season, then pop along to this website, www.headandshoulders.co.uk. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.